Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Sara Ionescu. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I wanted to talk all about water. And water is, of course, a very important critical nutrient. And today I wanted to give you 3 reasons why it will totally ramp up your exercise game if you increase your water intake. Now, you're probably thinking, well, sure, you're a physician, you learned in school about why water is important, you drink it every single day with no issue, this is not a struggle for you, unrelatable. So I just wanted to say, yes, I know how important it is because I'm a physician. However, I have absolutely struggled with water drinking over the years. I am now at a point where I, have a goal every day that I am pretty consistently able to meet. But I sort of wanted to give you a backstory of the path that I went on to get there. So kind of starting in med school, I became pretty reliant on caffeine in the form of coffee to get myself going in the morning, to keep myself going through the day, and then to also stay up late into the night to study. Because there are a lot of things to learn, a lot of hours of studying required, and caffeine is how I was able to do that. Fast forward, getting married, having a few kids, all of that, I have come to a point where I realized how important water is. And I'm gonna go over 3 reasons why water will help your exercise game. But the event that happened for me is we were living in Houston, Texas at the time. So you can imagine pretty toasty in Texas on a regular day, Houston, Texas. I had a daughter and 2 dogs at the time, and we moved there in June, and I was massively pregnant, ended up delivering my son in September. So I was very pregnant for July and August, and you can imagine most days in Houston, it was over 100 degrees. But I wanted to get outside with everybody for, exercise and mental health benefits and all of that. Well, there was one day that I was outside with everybody, and I had a major episode of feeling dizzy and lightheaded. And of course, we immediately went inside. And when I thought about what happened, I was not drinking enough water. And when you're pregnant, these things can definitely sneak up on you. And when I went back to tally up, I realized I hadn't drank any water at all that day. And that was when I vowed to myself that I was gonna set myself a goal and I was gonna pay attention and keep track of my water intake. And by doing that, I started very gradually every day drinking water, and I slowly, over months, increased to what I wanted my goal to be. So it doesn't have to be you go from not drinking very much at all to drinking a goal. You can gradually increase it and do it consistently, and the consistency will help you build a habit. Around that same time, I had also read an article about having water be the first thing that you put into your body for the day because it will help jumpstart your metabolism. I did some experiments around that time, and that definitely was helpful for me for a variety of reasons. And so I just set it that first thing, as soon as I woke up, I was gonna drink 20 to 26 ounces of water. And again, I didn't start there. I started with just a few ounces, and I slowly, over months to even years, increased it. Now it's a habit where I don't even have to think about it. I'm just immediately getting the water bottle full and drinking it because I've done it so routinely. And you can do that too. Anyone can. The routine builds it into a habit, and then it requires less mental energy to make that decision to drink water. So that was kind of how I got to where I am today in terms of consistency. So I want to talk about the 3 reasons why drinking more water will increase your exercise game or improve your exercise game. That being said, first, the typical goal for a normal, healthy adult is to drink about half of your body weight in ounces per day. So just to make easy math, if you weigh 200 pounds, your goal would be 100 ounces. Now, the caveat here, again, is healthy, otherwise healthy person. This is something that you definitely need to talk with your personal physician about. The recommendation changes depending on any medications you might be on, any heart, kidney, or other chronic issues you may have. So you definitely want to talk to your doctor to personalize that goal for yourself. So getting into the 3 reasons why water will make a huge difference. Number 1, I think, is probably the most obvious, which is your performance. So if you're not drinking enough water, you become dehydrated. So that means your muscles, your joints, your tendons, your ligaments, all of these things are thirsty. And when they don't have enough water, they don't work as well as they're meant to. And this can lead to injuries and pain and all sorts of things that are gonna definitely, impair or hamper your exercise program. So, your muscles need oxygen and blood to be mobile, and water helps get those nutrients to the muscles, right? So that's reason number 1, performance related to your hydration status. Number 2, which makes sense, but I didn't really think about it until I actually noticed it in my own body, which is flexibility and mobility. So the more water you drink, the more lubricated your joints are, the more mobile things are, and therefore the more flexible you will be. So of course, stretching every day, practicing will help, but also if you're not drinking enough water, you're gonna be limited to a certain extent. So that water intake can really help, and you will notice, even if you just drink a little bit more than typical, you'll notice improvement. And I definitely saw that when I started drinking more water. And the last one is maybe less obvious and not always talked about as much, but I have seen this in my own body time and time again. And you can definitely do an experiment and see if you have a similar situation. But I find that when I'm drinking my goal amount of water, I have more brain clarity. So I'm able to think more clearly. I don't have that fog that you may sometimes feel or have where you just don't quite feel like yourself, or your brain maybe isn't clear. You're just not fresh or on point. And sometimes this is how I feel, like if I drink caffeine at a regular pace and then all of a sudden I miss a day. But what I've found in my experiments over the years is it's actually more related to my water intake, where if I think back, oh, I wasn't drinking as much water today, and then the next day I get back on track, that clarity comes back. And that is so important for your exercise game, because if your brain is clear, you feel more yourself, you're just more motivated to get out there and do things and achieve things. I think when you're feeling a little off and you're not sure why, it's just inherently more challenging to find that drive. So just to review, the 3 reasons why water will change your exercise game is your exercise performance related to your hydration status. It will help increase flexibility and mobility. And for me, and like I said, you can do your experiment, is it helps with brain clarity. So if you are someone that is looking for an accountability partner, if you're looking for positive encouragement, if you love this type of content and you just want to learn more, head over to my website, which is drsaraionescu.com, and the link will be in the description box and is in my bio. And you can sign up there for my free newsletter, where it'll be an email version of all of these types of things. So my goal for you is to get curious. How could you drink more water? What would it take for you to drink more water? And do those experiments and see, is what I'm saying helpful for you? Do these things ring true? Let me know how it goes. I would love to interact. Come back for more. Subscribe if you're interested. Bye, everyone.